Welcome and thank you for tuning in and joining us today for another edition of our Franklin County Department of Job and Family Services virtual Lunch and Learn series. My name is Carmen Barnes and I am Assistant Director at Franklin County JFS, and I'm excited to host and facilitate today's discussion on behalf of our Franklin County Commissioners, Kevin Boyce, John O'Grady, and Erica Crawley. Today's Lunch and Learn is focused on Franklin County's newest workforce initiative, Broadband Futures. We will be speaking with our program participants at NCUS TEC, along with students currently enrolled in the program, about their experience and the great opportunities in the fiber optic technician career field. Before we begin our conversations, I'd like to share a bit of background about the program and why Franklin County is prioritizing investing in workforce programs like Broadband Futures. Afterwards, we'll delve right into the questions for our panelists. So what is Broadband Futures? Whether increasing access to broadband or supporting massive data centers for the likes of Amazon and Facebook, fiber optic cables are vital technology infrastructure. As the demand for fiber technicians continues to rise, Franklin County has partnered with the National Center for Urban Solutions, or NCUS TEC, to connect residents, particularly those from marginalized communities across the county, to these mid-class careers. Last month, our Franklin County Commissioners invested over $549,000 to support the new Broadband Futures program, which will provide training and employment opportunities in the fiber technicians field. This innovative new partnership will focus on recruiting unemployed and underemployed residents to start on this new career path. Broadband Futures participants will undergo rigorous training, enhancing both their soft skills and technical expertise to prepare them for good-paying fiber technician careers. Participants will receive 6 weeks of skill training, along with coaching, mentoring, and other supportive services to remove barriers and ensure successful completion. Broadband Futures graduates will be referred to employment opportunities with NCUS TEC's network employer partners, where they have the opportunity to earn starting wages ranging from $22 to $30 an hour. Joining us for our discussion today, we have Crystal Newman, the Broadband Futures Program Coordinator for NCUS TEC, and she is joined by a current program participant, Justin Eskridge. And we just want to thank them for joining us so we can learn more about this exciting new program. Hello, Crystal.
Hello, thank you for having us today.
Good, thank you for being here. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and your role with Broadband Futures?
Yes, so again, my name is Crystal Newman. I am the program coordinator for our Broadband Futures fiber optic class. I originally started out as the career coach here at NCUS TEC, and within a short year have moved up into this position. Loving these students, loving the program, where it's taking our students, the opportunities they're being afforded because they're a part of the program. Just really passionate about leading our community into better opportunities that they may not have otherwise had prior.
That's exciting. So in your words, what is Broadband Futures?
Really exactly what it is. It is the future of expanding our methods of telecommunications. As you know, our society is fast-paced, in your face, right now, right here. And so being able to keep up with the trends and the time to be able to meet the needs of our customers and our clients, to make sure that communication is done effectively, efficiently, and cost-effectively as well.
Great, that's great. So what type of work skills or unique experiences does this program offer for residents?
For NCUS TEC, our Broadband Futures program is 6 weeks of intense, vigorous training. They start out with their orientation, their first week of career readiness boot camp, where we delve right into that professionalism, those soft skills, being able to have professional communication skills and abilities, being able to go on interviews and articulate your skills and transferable skills and knowledge as well. They have opportunities for teamwork and team building, because we know in this industry, you can work in a confined space with a group of people, and being able to navigate in that space in a professional way is very important. And then just the time management, being accountable, being able to show up for work. So it all starts day one for us. Within the training, they for a few tips that they get, training with the cable color coding, with cable pulling, installing and terminating the cables. Each of our students get individualized career planning and pathways, and then individualized career coaching. And for us, that's really key as they're transitioning, some into a new field, some of them out of job gaps, and being able to come back into the workforce ready and confident. And so that's something we really work intensely on. Also, helping with those barriers, those wraparound services, supportive services that we can offer them is vital for our students. Being able to offer them stipends while they're in the class, and even upon getting employed, because we know those are barriers. If I don't have childcare, becomes a barrier. If I have food challenges, that can be a barrier. Clothing, all of those barriers, we want to make sure that they not only leave the program with the knowledge, but they're equipped to go out into the workforce without these other barriers. So again, that ability not to have to worry about a student loan, that is huge. Our program is no cost again to the student. So that barrier is taken off. I mean, I'm still paying student loans. So I wish I had this opportunity when I was in school, and being able to be in a field where you're getting trained and you're actually using the tools that you have your certification in. I have a bachelor's degree and I'm not using it in the field, and I'm paying the student loans back from it. So I think this is just very key for our community, the population that we're really serving, that we're targeting, those underrepresented, underserved communities. This is really key for them and vital for them to be able to come out of that level of poverty and having those opportunities for generational wealth later in their futures.
That's exciting. That's exciting. So why are there other reasons or benefits that you would say that families have for getting signed up for Broadband Futures?
Again, it's a debt-free training. To come out debt-free, I think it's first and foremost a plus. We have job placement assistance. We place you with our partners upon, and you don't even, our students actually are networking from day one. When they're in boot camp, we're bringing employers there. They're beginning to see what's out there in the industry. They're getting ready, they're able to ask those questions that most people would love to know the answer to prior to the interview. So they're getting that inside networking ability to ask those questions, to see what the career pathways could be for them, longevity, not just having a job, but moving into a career. Again, we have those wraparound services. When you leave us from NCUS TEC, we follow you for that first year of your employment. We know that it may not be a smooth transition. So building that relationship with our partners and our students helps us collectively as a partnership and as a community to make sure that they not only get the job, but they can stay on the job. They can stay employed. So those barriers that may come up that they may not have thought about, those financial barriers, we can connect them with financial coaching. All of those things are very vital for their success longevity, past the 1-year mark into the 5-10-year mark. Like I said, we're looking at generational wealth, and being able to do that, it starts from, our interaction with them, our coaching with them, just having that career pathway for sustainable living. And so I think those are all good reasons. If you're looking to make a change, if you're stagnant in your job, again, we're not going, this industry is not going anywhere. Right now, Central Ohio, we're the second largest city for the data centers that are coming. Google and AWS have invested, billions of dollars, and in the next 5 years, they're looking to build 85 more data centers. So the longevity is there for you. You just have to be willing to put in the work and really wanting it, because we're going to partner with you as a student to get you to that finish line and even get you in that job for that first year and make sure that it's a smooth transition.
That's great. Are there any eligibility criteria to enroll?
Yes, so eligibility must be 18 years of age with a high school diploma or equivalent, have a valid driver's license, access to a car. The good thing is, with the support of Franklin County Job and Family Services and the county, we're able to offer supportive services if there are challenges with transportation. So don't let that deter you. Again, we're here to work for you and with you. Be able to pass a colorblind test, because we know that when you're working with these cables, they're all color coded, and if you can't see the colors, you can't do the job. But be able to pass a background check. And again, don't let that deter you, because we do work with our students, and we have had several students be able to get their records expunged or sealed. So don't let it deter you from coming and applying, because the opportunities are there for you that you may feel like, oh, I can't do it because of my past. Your past doesn't define you. And we help to make sure that that's not the end of your story. And then just have a willingness to want to learn and want to go to work and do the job.
Good. Can you share some success stories from past participants?
Oh my goodness. Let's see. So we've had students who were still in high school, have job offers before even leaving high school. We've had students who had job offers before they turned 18. And again, making very good wages, again, between $22 and $30 an hour. We've had students come from a place where they felt they could not move forward in their career because they had something on their record, and taking the class, being able to get their records expunged, they were able to go back to their place of employment, which was in the fiber industry, and actually go in and be upskilled and promoted into a different position. So even if you're in the position and you're just looking to move up, this is also an opportunity as well. We've had about 35 students that we've trained so far, underrepresented individuals from Franklin County. 100% have completed the program. 90% were offered employment. 95% of those are still employed in the industry. And 100% of those, they're earning those wages of $22 to $30 an hour. So for me, that is success for us.
Great. Just another question. We have a question from one of our listeners. They'd like to know what days and times the classes are offered.
Wonderful question. We have a class coming up in May. May 27th is our next class. Again, they are 6 weeks in length. The orientation process starts the week of May 20th. Classes run from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And that's Monday through Friday.
For the entire 6 weeks?
Yes.
Great.
And within those 6 weeks, again, you're going to engage with employers. You're going to work on your resume. You're going to work on mock interviews. You're going to be well prepared for that last week, where we bring employers in and we're doing interviews on site. We have students now who are preparing their applications and preparing for interviews now. So the process is quick, it's intense, but it is worthwhile.
Sounds like it. So we'd love to hear from Justin, to hear a little bit about his experience as a current participant in the program. Justin, can you share a little bit about how you learned about the training and what made you decide to give the program a chance?
Yes. So I originally found out about the training roughly a year and a half ago at a Urban One job fair. I had spoke to Miss King. I stayed there at her table roughly about 20 minutes because she had a lot of information to give me. But what stuck out the most was the ICT, fiber optics training. So I did not originally jump on it because I was working at Children's Hospital and I wanted to stay there a little bit longer because there were promises there that I didn't want to miss out on. But I missed out on them because they never came through. So About a year and a half later, I called Miss King. Oh, also during this time, she always reminded me that like she would call me like once a week, maybe once every 2 or 3 weeks, to ask me if I was still interested, and also to remind me that I was the one that was in charge of my future, and I shouldn't necessarily depend on the promises of a large organization because they only have their best interests at heart. So I took that into consideration. You know, I hear stuff like that all the time, so I didn't necessarily like, put it at the front of my mind. But as I got to see how my managers and my department heads would move and operate, I'm like, well, maybe there is a lot more to what she had to say than what I was thinking. And the promises never came through. So then I was like, well, maybe I just change the promise. Can I just get switched over to second shift so that way I can go to class? So then I didn't get switched over to class. So then I said, all right, Ms. King, I am ready to take the step. You tell me that there is light at the end of the tunnel, and I am ready to take this journey. So I came into the office. I had lost her number, but I remember where her office was. So I came into the office to let her know those things. And then she said, I'm going to get you into the very next cohort. And then here I am, 5 cohorts later. Well, I would have been on cohort number 2, but here I am, cohort number 6, because I didn't take the step in the beginning when I found out about it.
Got it. Hey, did you have any experience with fiber optics, or were you familiar with the career field at all before you made that decision?
No, I was always interested in it because I felt like it ran alongside of electrician. And my original interest was electrician. I went to Columbus State for 2 semesters to become an electrician. I ended up leaving Columbus State. I was really, really young. So I ended up leaving Columbus State, making bad decisions, and then ended up just working a job instead. So I ended up coming back, becoming more interested in it when I was trying to put together my own home network. I don't know what I was doing. So my router wasn't working very right or properly. Internet was slow. Couldn't figure out how to get my printer to be able to be printed over wireless. So I'm trying to Google all these things. I don't know none of these terms. So I'm just making it up as I go. And then, but the interest was there.
Okay.
So I figured out how to upgrade my router to like a mesh system. Like, you know what? I'm actually kind of good at this. So being in the class it just reaffirmed that I am pretty good at it. And now I get to learn the hardware side of it versus the software side of it.
That's great. So then tell us what like a typical class is like.
So a typical class day is with the soft skills, promoting people or encouraging people to be on time. I get here roughly about an hour early. I mentally prepare myself in the car. Then I come into class. I grab the reading materials for the day. And then Mr. Waterstreet comes out of his office and he prepares us with flashcards. And then we go over review. Then he asks us a bunch of random questions, gives us a bunch of random scenarios. Like, let's say we do a wire mapping to a Ethernet cable, which is 8P8C, but pins 3 and 4 aren't working properly. So what is the issue? Which wire mapping issue is this? So then we try to go back through what we've learned the previous days. Okay, so that's wire mapping issue, split pair. So how do we solve a split pair? We take 3 and 4 and we switch them back to their correct orientation. And then now our issue is solved. So that's typically how a day goes.
So would you say that's what you were expecting to learn, or how is this experience kind of stacked up to what you thought it would be?
No, that's not what I was expecting to learn. Is blowing my expectations out of the water. I love hands-on. This is very hands-on. So I like pulling the wires out, putting the wires in, connecting parts and pieces. Oh, what's this piece? Oh, that's an F connector. Here's how that works. I'm like, oh, I remember these from when I was a kid. I would buy them at the dollar store. Now I know what they're called. But yeah, I love being hands-on. So it blew my expectations right out the water.
Great. So what would you say the most important skill is that you've learned so far?
So the most important skill I've learned so far will be the terms. There's a lot of terms I did not know, but now knowing what they are, I can direct my research for when I'm doing projects at home.
That's great. Have you been able to take advantage of any of the other services like the coaching or the mentoring?
Yes, I took full advantage of Ms. Newman with the resume building. My dead, boring resume from the beginning looks amazing. She did an excellent job, and I can't wait to start showing people it.
That's great. Now, when will you finish the program?
I believe it will be May 10th. I'm not 100% sure though.
Great.
Next Friday.
And next Friday. That's great.
Oh, nice.
And what are your plans after you graduate?
My plans are to hopefully join one of these partner companies and then grow with the company. I would like to either branch off their company or have them coach me into starting my own company. You know, like we have E2, one of our biggest partner. Well, I want to be E3. I want to start my own company.
That's great. That's exciting.
And a good thing about the program, again, like I said, we do bring our employers in to kind of talk to the students to give them an idea of what their company is looking for, the culture of the company. And we have had a company come in and they're interested in Justin. So even before he's done with the class, he already has someone who's looking at him. So again, you don't have to wait till the end of the class to be recognized and get your foot in the door.
Yes.
Excellent. What would you say, Justin, to someone who's maybe on the fence about enrolling in the program?
If you're on the fence about enrolling in the program, do not hesitate. This is a great opportunity. Even if it's not fiber optics, if you look at the website, I believe there's like 25 other things that you could possibly get your foot in. So do not hesitate. It's a great future ahead of you.
That's great. Thanks for sharing all of that with us. We appreciate it. Crystal, I think we have a question for you that you may be able to answer. It was a question about transportation options. Like what options are available to students?
So we do within our grant, we can help with securing a down payment for a vehicle if that is something you're in need of. We do have resources if you have a car, but it's just not up and running, it's not functional. We have resources that can help you get your car up and running as well. So yeah, you could just come in and talk to us about those things and we can make sure that we can help you with that.
Great. Is there anything else that either of you wanted to share with our listeners today about the program? Or
I would just add, again, this is a great opportunity for you to really take charge of your future. Like Justin mentioned, he was told that, no one's in charge of your future except for you, and you can make the decisions. Do not allow your past situation, past circumstances define where you can go in your future. And if you're willing to put in the work, we're willing to partner with you.
That's great, Crystal. How can people learn more or sign up for Broadband Futures?
You can find us at www.ncustec.org. That's ncustec.org. Or you can give us a call at 614-869-3533.
Great, thank you. This has been a great conversation. So I hope all of our viewers have had a chance to learn something today. Thank you again, Crystal and Justin, for joining and engaging with us this afternoon. We appreciate it. Thanks for Justin for sharing so candidly about the decision path that you followed to get involved in this program. And we are excited about your future and look forward to hearing how things work out after graduation. So again, thank you to our panelists and thank you for everyone who took the time out of your workday and your afternoon to join in this discussion. Remember, this Lunch and Learn is recorded. So if you missed a part of it, or if you know someone who couldn't tune in, you're free to send them right here to our Facebook page and share our link. So we appreciate you all. Have a great afternoon. Thanks again for joining us today.